Okay, so the biggest story in combat sports right now is, will Conor McGregor compete at UFC 303 against Michael Chandler, right? Of course, a while ago, Conor McGregor never showed up to the press conference. That didn't happen. People are like, oh my God, it's off. The promotion came down, and then all of a sudden it was back on, right? People apparently were getting reached out to for, replacements and all the rest of it. You've seen all the stuff. You've seen all the speculation, and it has been rife. But Dana White confirmed it himself. Conor McGregor is officially 100% not competing against Michael Chandler.
Conor McGregor is out of 303 versus Michael Chandler with an injury.
The biggest comeback in all of combat sports. Of course, he broke his leg against Dustin Poirier, International Fight Week 3 years ago. He was coming back. If he beat Michael Chandler, he'd have a ton of options. The BMF belt, the lightweight belt, the welterweight strap, okay? Options galore. But none of those options will present himself if he can't get back in the octagon and if he can't get back to winning ways. Now, I don't know why. I was kind of optimistic that this fight was still going to go ahead. McGregor, when he competes, there's no such thing. There's nothing like a Conor McGregor fight week. So I'm going to be in Vegas. I was excited for all of the pomp and circumstance, if you will, and the production is always phenomenal, and McGregor brings the energy every single time. I should have known, though. I was on a movie set last week, and I was working with Big John McCarthy, a man that is an absolute authority on mixed martial arts. And he told me in no uncertain terms, this fight is not happening. He's injured. He's hurt himself. His leg, the leg that he broke, that snapped against Dustin Poirier, the titanium shin bone has failed.
My foot was a balloon.
Okay? That's what Big John said. And I thought he was wrong. I thought he was mistaken. I thought he'd been sold
Wolf tickets.
because I thought, no, it looks like the fight's going to be back on. Anyway, Dana just came out. It's done. It's off, right? But the big question is that it? Will McGregor ever fight again? Now, of course, they're going to move Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor to another date down the line, okay? I don't know the extent of the injury. We've got to assume that it is the leg. Big John said it was the leg. He's not fighting, so it must be pretty serious. Now, granted, he's got a lot of people around him that will say, don't rush back, don't come back if you're not 100%. Michael Chandler's a tough test. You're just going to do him a favor. If you go in there half-cocked, 3 years away, all the rest of it, and of course with all the money and wealth that he's accrued over the years, right? You're doing Michael Chandler a big favor. Don't fight. You don't need the money, okay? But he hurt himself this time. What's to say he won't hurt himself next time? What's to say that he'll ever be the same fighter again? Him competing against Dustin Poirier when the leg snapped might just be the last time that Conor McGregor ever steps foot inside an octagon. Fighters aren't the same. Anderson Silva came back from the leg break. He wasn't the same. Chris Weidman, he wasn't the same. And Chris Weidman still has problems now, okay? So it might be the last time. And the reality is, if it is the last time, then congratulations on an unbelievable career. They're going to wait. Michael Chandler's going to sit around like a good little boy.
He'll do what you're told.
And I understand him doing that. You've come this far. You might as well sit on the sidelines another few months. We don't know what the injury is. There is no details about that, but we do know what the replacement is. And as far as replacements go, it's a pretty good one. Alex Pereira, who is now in his own right one of the biggest stars in the sport of mixed martial arts, he will be rematching against Jiri Prochazka, a man that I'm a huge fan of. I'm a huge fan of both of these people. Jiri Prochazka is just an absolute original. In a world now of mixed martial arts where everyone kind of follows the same formula, they all kind of train the same, and all the coaches and all the fighters are almost carbon copies with different styles and accents. He's a true original, right? And he spoke about the samurai stuff last time at UFC 300 when he beat Alexander Rakic.
These talks about me, like I'm not samurai, that's true. I'm not a samurai. I'm a guy from Czech Republic, but we all need to live and be inspired by something. And these samurai ideas is something what's inside me. And no matter who will win tonight in the main event, I want to face the champion.
In an unbelievable fight, right? Remember that fight. That was phenomenal. And remember, he was doing pretty well against Alex Pereira. He didn't get knocked out cold by a straight right. He was doing okay. He pressured Pereira up against the fence, and it was those little elbows, the Travis Brown and Josh Barnett style elbows that put him to sleep. Now, every fight is different. Rematches don't always go down the same way. And that will be a tremendous fight. Okay, so I'm very, very excited for that one. But of course, that isn't where the shenanigans end, right? McGregor, I hope he comes back. The sport of mixed martial arts is a better place for him. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need the money. He's been here, right? He's dominated the sport. He took over like he said he was going to do.
We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
He became by far and large the biggest star that this sport has ever seen, that the UFC could ever have possibly imagined. They never thought someone would reach the heights of Conor McGregor. We might never see another one, okay? He's a unicorn. Listen, we'll never see another guy like that, a guy that broke into the mainstream. Every bloody person on planet Earth knows who Conor McGregor is, right? So he doesn't need to fight. And who knows? Who knows? He goes off, he goes back to his pub, he gets on a bender, he'll be pissed off because he likes the attention. You like to go out there and compete. You like to fight. You like to prove you're one of the best on the planet. You like to be the champion of the world. Of course, you like the money. But he has lots of other endeavors where he can make plenty of money. Okay, so we'll see. That remains to be told. Things will start to come out over the next coming days and weeks. And stay tuned, because whenever I hear something, we'll do a little video on it and we'll let you know. But yeah, so Jiri versus Pereira. But of course, the co-main event. The co-main event was former champion Jamahal Hill, who just lost to Alex Pereira at UFC 300. He was coming back and he was angry. He's been pissed off. He's been calling out all the haters. He's been offering 20 bands, $20,000 to anyone that wants to come down the gym and have a little move round, and he can put them in their place.
All y'all that's talking on these posts and all of this shit, talking this and that, I got 20 bands. Pull up to the gym, bro. Come get paid. I know y'all broke and need it.
Well, he isn't putting anyone in their places right now. Sorry, Jamal, that sounded a bit disrespectful. I don't know what the injury is. He's hurt his knee, and that's a shame because he just tore his Achilles, so he had to vacate the belt. So it's not a good time for Jamahal Hill. Even though just earlier today, he did post a picture of himself with his Rolex sitting in his car, and then he was counting money earlier. Maybe some cryptic things going on there. So it's a real shame for Jamahal Hill. But Carlos Ulberg is still on the card, but it's not the co-main event. He'll be taking on my friend that I do the podcast with, Anthony Lionheart Smith. Now, Anthony got back to winning ways, UFC 301. Was that Rio de Janeiro? I was going to say Sao Paulo. Rio de Janeiro. He got back to winning ways. He took the undefeated record of Vitor Petrino, jumped to guillotine, jumped the gilly, got it done.
Don't be silly, jump the gilly.
Not like Dustin Poirier, couldn't resist. So that's a great fight. Anthony, of course, is a more rounded mixed martial artist. He's better versed in most other areas. But the one area that Carlos Ulberg does possess his skills in is the stand-up, is the striking. And I tell you, he's a problem on the feet for anybody in the division. And of course, he was fighting Jamahal Hill in the co-main event of a Conor McGregor fight card. So he would have been training his goddamn ass off. Of course, he trains at City Kickboxing with the likes of Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya perfected takedown defense. Okay, so he's working on his takedown defense. He'll be in the best shape of his life. He's already a tremendously skilled kickboxer. And Anthony Lionheart Smith steps up on about 2 weeks' notice to take on a tough fight like that. But fair play, that's what you got to do. You got to roll the dice. You got to get back into the conversation. You got to take these risks, because with great risk, there is great rewards. All the best, Lionheart. Get the job done. Go out there and give it your best shot, man. I believe if he can get his hands on him, if he can get a hold of the legs, if he can take him down, then he can definitely submit him. On the feet, listen, it's a tough fight for both men, but the path to victory for Lionheart would be to take him down and use those jiu-jitsu skills. But that wasn't it. Also, Brian Ortega versus Diego Lopes. That is the new co-main event, and that is an absolutely fantastic fight. Diego Lopes is just unbelievable. What a breakout year he had last year. Fought at UFC 300, had a tremendous performance then. The skills that he possesses, the violence that he brings every single time, and the haircut as well. I mean, come on, take a bow. What a mop that guy has. And going up against Brian Ortega, a man that fought Alexander Volkanovski, Brian T-City Ortega, known for the triangles, known for the jiu-jitsu, but the striking is very, very good as well. So that's a tremendous fight in the co-main event. But of course, the big news is Conor McGregor not fighting, and the question is, will he ever fight again, right? And it took a long time to come out, right? It's still a great fight card. UFC have pulled it out of the bag once again. I mean, just unbelievable what they can do on short notice, right? Yeah, there'll be disappointment. There'll be people flying over from Ireland that wanted to see McGregor fight. But at the end of the day, the UFC is the greatest show on planet Earth. And Alex Pereira taking on Jiri Prochazka, that's amazing. Anthony Smith going up against Carlos Ulberg, that is a mouth-watering matchup. And of course, in the co-main event, Diego Lopes going up against Brian Ortega, a former title challenger. My God, that's a tremendous fight card. So it's not a McGregor fight card, but it's still a truly epic event for International Fight Week. But I can't wait to hear an official statement from Conor McGregor to find out exactly what the injury was. The reality is, it's a shame. It really is a shame. I think we're all looking forward to that. But the sport of mixed martial arts, it's a cruel mistress. It can give you so much and it can take so much. And the injuries that you can sustain through mixed martial arts, I know better than anybody. They stay with you for a lifetime. He broke his leg. He got the titanium shin bone. And for my best guess, obviously, it's complications with the shin bone. So rest up, get better. Hope the fight takes place down the line. I know everybody competes on it. All the best. Good luck. You lot, subscribe, ring the bell. See you soon.